You may have not asked for it yet, but I know you're going to ask, what's the difference between the Martin Centennial 1 concert ukulele made in the USA versus the Martin Centennial concert ukulele made in Mexico? We're going to break it down in this video. The Martin Centennial ukulele made in Mexico. The Martin Centennial 1 concert ukulele made in the USA. Now, when you look at both of these ukes, they look very similar. Matter of fact, they have very similar specs all the way around, but there is a bunch of differences between these two. We're going to help you decide which one you should get. Is it worth the extra money to pay for the Centennial 1 made in USA? Well, let's find out. They're both all solid mahogany. Tops, sides, and back. They both have the satin finish. They both have mahogany necks. They both have the 1 3/8 nut width. They both have the 15-inch scale length. They both have rosewood, Indian rosewood, fretboards, and bridges. Now, what's the difference? All right, so the made in Mexico Centennial is all solid mahogany, top, back, and sides with that nice satin finish. But the Centennial 1 made in USA has the sinker mahogany top, sides, and back, and even the sinker mahogany neck. And the sinker mahogany is pulled from a river in Belize. It's been fantastic wood. Everything we've gotten from Martin with this sinker mahogany is absolutely stunning. Tuners. They both have the vintage style tuners, but this one has these black tuners, while this one has the nicer geared Waverly tuners on it. They both have binding. The Centennial made in Mexico just has the top binding, while the USA Centennial 1 has the double rosewood binding on it. Now, the biggest thing is going to be the feel and the sound of them. As I said, they're very similar. They look very similar. They're very similar in weight, but it's the feel when you're playing and then the sound that they produce. So let's do some more examples. The Centennial made in Mexico. The Centennial 1 made in the USA. And they do both come with the Martin padded gig bag. Now that you've heard them, now that you've seen them, what are your thoughts? Should you spend the extra money for the USA or get the more budget-friendly made in Mexico version? Now, these go for about $600. These go for about $1,900. Now, they're both great ukes. If you're a little bit more on a budget, then this is a fantastic instrument. This is Centennial concert ukulele. But if you can spring for it, go ahead and get the sinker mahogany one. It's just a fantastic wood. It's really warm sounding. It's really cool, and just the history of this wood being in a river underwater in Belize, and that they were able to salvage it and then make some great ukuleles. Go ahead and get this a little bit nicer. I mean, it's just a little bit, feels a little bit nicer, sounds a little bit nicer, got the nicer tuners as well. But again, you can't go wrong either way. The Centennial made in Mexico, the Centennial 1 made in the USA. Let me know what your thoughts are. You can get them both, Terry Carter Music Store And then if you like anything we're doing here on the uke, make sure to check us out over at ukelikethepros.com.